Good afternoon, my name is Luca, I'm Italian, I've been in Dubai for 18 years, I'm 50 years old and I've been traveling with my motorbike everywhere in the world for the last more than 34 years. I wanted to share my experience with the Goldentyre, so here following is my feedback from the first 4,500 kilometers I have done with this beautiful 823 model, which is a replacement to the previous one, which gives an even more better balance between road use and off-road use. I've been a passionate biker since when I was 14 years old, and I never thought of quitting going on a motorbike. In the last few years I decided to go more into adventure bikes, and especially for long trips, which is what I like the most, but because of some good friends I also decided to go more into off-roading. So as you know, for every biker, the tires are very important. They are the only patch of contact we have with the ground, and so going more off-roading I went through different tires. Last pair was the Metzler, which I found very good, but in certain conditions where I went with some friends, they didn't have the traction that I really wanted to keep the pace with my other buddies. So a good friend of mine suggested me to try this Goldentyre, specifically 823, which is a more tuned tire for off-roading, less road, more off-roading, which is contrary to what was the Metzler. And I installed this set with a lot of curiosity, because I had zero experience with off-roading tires on such a heavy bike. And with my surprise, I was very happy. Apart from the first few hundred kilometers, where obviously I was used to a different cornering angle or fluidity on tarmac, so we had to get used to each other style. But of course the big benefit I had when I went finally in the dunes, in the desert, rather than in the mountains, where you need a totally different tire structure and path. And I was incredibly happy, because finally I was capable of keeping the pace of my more experienced friends, specifically off-roading. Of course, in Italy we say you cannot be drunk and still having a full bottle of wine. You need to choose between the two situations. So of course there are some downsides. The noise of the tire, which for me is not a problem, because I'm on a motorbike, I'm not in a limousine, so noise is not a problem. On wet tarmac I realized that there is not the same limit that you can have on a properly road tire. But apart from that, they are very fair on dry tarmac, and they are incredibly capable on any kind of roading condition, like this type of hard sand. I take this bike in the dunes, on the soft sand, where I could have never even dared to go in such an environment where you normally see much smaller bikes, much lighter weight bikes. And also we did river beds, we climbed mountains, we took pistes that they normally use for the maintenance guys of the telecommunication towers. I went to places where I knew the bike was capable, I didn't know if I was capable. But with such a traction and such a control and feel, I ended up in places where, again, I would have never thought. Of course, these tires have a much smaller contact path on the road, so obviously duration is much lower than a normally road tire like the Metzler Karoo Street that I used to have earlier. I have done, I think, quite a record now with this set, which is more than 4,000 kilometers, which is very respectable for such a specific tire. I went a little bit too far, to be honest. I should have changed them a little bit earlier, because now there is only 1 or 2 millimeters, which doesn't give me the traction that I need to go to the place I am going now. The rear tire is radial, so the structure of the tire is made to give the tire a fantastic stability in the structure, even at high speed. The rear one is certified for more than 200 kilometers an hour, which is more than enough, while the front one is not a radial one, but I haven't experienced any down effect of this lacking of specification. It travels straight, it's quite sensitive to the road condition. Of course, you cannot reach the same leaning angle of a more road tire, but it's not what you buy this tire for. And as a matter of fact, I am so happy that I have bought another one, a new 823, which is just arrived, and I am very happy to open it for you so you can have a look of the rear path when it's new in comparison to when it's done quite a hard work. Here it's quite clear how deep is the center patch. The block is very nice and square. I like the fact that they actually engrave the name of the tire on the tire, just in case I forget what tire I bought. This is its label, GT823KH, which is radial, and this is the code for the speed, which is 210 kilometers an hour, which is plenty for adventure bikes. I suggest it for whoever is willing to spend at least 50% of the time of the bike on heavy off-road. If you're traveling on tarmac, probably it's not the right tire for you. But if you want to challenge yourself to places where you wouldn't even think of going in your life, probably this is the right choice for you. There are competitors that I studied, and I have found that statistically, it's not my opinion because I don't have experience with the other brands, as far as reliability, stability on any condition, as well as the durability of it, it's the best choice that I could find for my Honda. That's it really. There are different sizes available that I don't care because they don't fit my bike. There are more specialized tires, but I don't want a compromise that doesn't let me go to work if I want to go to work with the bike. And beyond that is also, I would say, reasonably priced. So in comparison to the more famous brands like Michelin, Bridgestone, Dunlop, the prices are all aligned, so it's not that you're buying something premium in price, but it's still very high premium in quality as per my experience. So thank you very much for spending time listening to me. I hope my experience will help you choose better the right tire for the use that you're going to use. It's very important to have something that keeps you in contact with the ground wherever you're going. Take care. You see this, for example, this is the result of a little bit of hard driving on very hard terrain, hard rocks. This is not happening, of course, on the sand. This is the natural wear and tear of the tire, especially in the center. You're not using the sidewall very much on the road because that's not enough, but it gives you grip wherever you have some loose terrain. I think the way it wears and tears is very good. The compound is not too hard or too soft. It's a fantastic combination to give the durability as well as the grip.